Hello YouTube, welcome to the channel. So today we're having a look at a Rev video about that one Steam and itch.io censorship caused by both some stupid Australian Karens and credit card companies that wanted to censor those platforms to begin with. So it's such a bunch of bullshit. Also, the collective shout people, the Australian Karens, I've heard some sus things about them, and yeah, they are extremely sus. Also, I'm pretty sure the person in charge just hates video games, and they're an old ancient fossil that's near death, that is bitter that they're old, that are attacking stuff that they are not even part of. Like, they don't engage with, they don't play video games, they don't involve themselves in video games, they just hate video games. They hate anything that makes other people happy, it feels like. And yeah, and you can argue that she just attacked the NSFW games. No, they're going after other stuff too. Anyway, let's start the video.
Hey, what's up, guys? Rev here. So today
not just NSFW games, regular ass games also.
Involving the video game industry and payment processors. And we've moved beyond the doubling down phase. We're now in the tripling down phase, where payment processors like Mastercard are trying to gaslight you into believing they have no role in the censorship and banning of problematic video games. We all know that is a blatant lie, and now companies like Valve are stepping up and calling out Mastercard on their lies. We're also seeing other initiatives basically battling this gigantic network of censorship that seems to be clamping down on all aspects across the globe. And we're also going to see some of the members of the agenda pushers involved with this set of censorship get exposed as disgusting hypocrites.
Yeah.
But before we get into all that,
yeah, I've heard some. I'm sure everyone knows by now what the type of shit they also defend. That's kind of fucked. Rev will go into it, I'm sure, but yeah, it's not. They're fucking weirdos. They should have their hard drives checked.
Just saying. With videos like this, I want to share the message as much as I can. And nowadays, with new YouTube policies, even if you watch an entire video, your view might not count unless you're an engaged viewer, someone who likes, comments, or subscribes. So make sure to do those things to help out this video, help your view count, and help move this video and its message into algorithm to spread to more people, because we need to spread the message about this. This should disgust you. This should disgust anyone who is a consumer. What's going on here is terrible. Now, let's begin with Collective Shout. In case you missed the previous episodes of Dragon Ball involving this group, this is a small group of feminists out of Australia who basically have been given the keys to the kingdom. They were a group that was largely ignored for many years in their attempts to censor adult-themed video games and other games.
Why do they care about what Gooners are doing or playing? Like, it shouldn't be their concern. They shouldn't involve themselves from that. And if they're gonna try to use the excuse, oh, these games are targeting the male gaze. Newsflash, it's not just dudes playing these games. What about the lesbians that are into the same games? Have you ever thought of that? Huh? Sorry, I have to bring that up because I'm pretty sure I've seen like a post by these people using that term, the male gaze. You can't really use that anymore because I knew I had a friend who was like a lesbian, and she was into the same big titty anime when I was. She was based, but yeah, there's some chicks, that are into the same thing. So you can't just use that, or what? Do you count those chicks as dudes now? Just saying. I'm sorry, I have to bring this up because I've seen them use that term, and I'm all, oh god.
like Grand Theft Auto, even Detroit Become Human was one of their
Wait, what the fuck? Why is Detroit Become Human? Also, Grand Theft Auto. There's always some Karen complaining about Grand Theft Auto.
A few years back. But they have been given a lot of attention, largely because of their new strategy to go after payment processors. Now, of course, these are a bunch of activists who don't actually care at the end of the day about protecting anyone.
Yeah, they don't.
Hence, the fact that they are a very strong supporter of
there it is.
That exploited hundreds of real-life children in a film that was basically a twerking competition where they put 11 and 12-year-old girls into skimpy outfits while they performed those acts.
Yeah. So these are the people that are attacking like anime games, NSFW games, and horror games, and they're even going after regular ass games like Grand Theft Auto and he said Detroit Become Human, I believe. Like they hate fictional adult themed content, but they defend the cuties. If you don't know what cuties is, I ain't gonna talk about it. All I'll say is it's something that Jared Fogle from Subway would fucking enjoy. Like, what the hell? They defend that shit, but video games is the problem? Like, what the hell?
They defend that, but they have a major problem with fictional content, and their new strategy is to go after payment processors like Visa and Mastercard. They've even specifically mentioned these companies as the reason why companies like Steam have worked with them and basically given into their...
And their reasonings, they list stuff that they probably made up. And,
demands. Now, this has backfired because people have been trying to counter what's going on here by calling up these payment processors and making complaints. In fact, Visa and Mastercard are overwhelmed, and we've had examples of people getting cussed out by their customer support. They are very rattled.
Kind of unprofessional of Visa and Mastercard. I mean, Visa and Mastercard brought this upon themselves, let's be honest.
At the moment. Now, when this happens, Mastercard gets real nervous. We talked about this the other day.
Yeah.
They made their first statement on this. They are acknowledging what's going on here, and they did this by gaslighting everyone, saying that basically they have no responsibility in the censorship of video games, but that's not true. You can see the community note that was applied, saying Steam and itch have stated that these payment processors influenced their recent acts of censorship or delisting of particular games. And of course, you can look at Steam and see a new rule that was added recently that specifically says we also have to take into account the rules of our payment processors. And of course, if you look at the actual rules of Visa, for example, they have rules about fictional content, including this very vague rule right here talking about how they basically can look at any sort of content without limitation and determine it's against their brand. It's hurting their brand. And
keep in mind, again, they're trying to have Grand Theft Auto taken down. And they already took down this horror game that I watched a VTuber watch. You know what? Fuck it. I'll just name drop it. I believe the Grimmy, the VTuber, played this horror game that got taken off of itch.io. It was either itch.io or Steam. I can't remember exactly, but yeah. It's kind of fucked. Also, yeah, the game had... The complaint it got wasn't really in the fucking horror game. Oh my god, okay. I watch a bunch of VTubers, okay. But yeah, that was like... I can't remember what the game was called, but I know that VTuber played it. It wasn't even anything bad. It was just a spooky game with a disturbing story because it's a fucking horror game. Silent Hill has disturbing themes in it. Are they going to try to take that down? You know, my literal favorite horror series? I don't consider Resident Evil horror because I never found it scary, but I like Resident Evil. But Silent Hill, that's my favorite horror series. Well, Silent Hill 1, which I never beat. Silent Hill 2 I never beat. Silent Hill 3 I beat. And Silent Hill 4 I reached the end. And then Silent Hill Origins I reached the end. And then the games after, like Homecoming and the other ones, I just did not play. I mean, I played Book of Memories, but fuck Book of Memories. But anyway, back to the video.
Some way. It's open-ended for a reason. They can pretty much apply it to anything. Now, here's where we get to the response from Valve. So you can see this article, Mastercard deflects blame for not safe for work games being taken down, but Valve says payment processors specifically cited a Mastercard rule about damaging the brand, the one we just...
How is it damaging the brand? People won't know what the fuck you're buying with... Do they really give a shit about Gooners buying Gooner Games? Like, let's be honest. Is it really their business? And again, they're not just targeting Gooner Games. As I said, for the 100th time in this video.
Looked at 2 seconds.
Anything with adult themes that get
open-ended
pissy about.
A lot of these payment processors already have. And this is their quote saying, Mastercard did not communicate with Valve directly despite our request to do so. A Valve representative said, Mastercard communicated with payment processors and their acquiring banks. Payment processors communicated this with Valve, and we replied by outlining Steam's policy since 2018 of attempting to distribute games that are legal for distribution. Payment processors rejected this and specifically cited Mastercard's Rule 5.12.7 and risk to the Mastercard brand.
How is it a risk?
Again, super open-ended, and Mastercard is trying to gaslight you. And good on Valve for defending themselves through this representative and saying, no, they went after us with a specific rule. These payment processors said, it's a brand risk, you got to get rid of it.
First of all, it's not a brand risk. It's, what, you're going to freak out because adults are buying adult games? Like, what the hell? Second of all, how would they even... I don't know.
Not a brand risk for Valve, but for the payment processors. Now, this is why I look back on companies like Visa and Mastercard, and then I look at Collective Shout. Collective Shout is essentially a useful idiot. They have the right message that lines up with Mastercard and Visa, and they're using them as a conduit to get more things censored to fulfill their own agenda.
Corpo's trying to censor everything.
They like censoring these supposedly problematic pieces of content. They've been doing it for years without outside forces putting pressure on them.
It's like when PayPal tried to censor that one Japanese site where you could commission art and shit. It's exactly that.
We saw with many Japanese forms of content where certain platforms, certain types of content were being banned left and right. And some people say, well, it was the decision of these companies to ban certain types of content. Well, they didn't really have a choice. These payment processors that basically keep them afloat would approach them and say, we're going to pull our services unless you ban this sort of problematic fictional content. And they have no choice. You lose Visa and MasterCard, you basically lose your ability to have anyone pay you. And you're pretty much left with no choice. And they've been doing this for years on their own. And now you have Collective Shout going after Steam and Itch and these other platforms. And now they're using them to continue spreading their censorship to new and bigger platforms, including ones.
It's just always old people that want to censor everything, I notice. Because the Collective Shout people are extremely ancient, old Karens that are probably shambling. Probably they'll turn into dust soon, but yeah, they're attacking something that they're not even a part of. They're not part of the gaming community, and it seems like they really hate Japanese stuff. So they're not even part of like anime community fandoms or whatever the fuck. They're just insane people that want to censor everything because they're bitter, it feels like.
That are very popular in the West. Now, it's not just adult games
here we go.
adult theme games,
Saints Row
games. They're going after everything. We saw horror games on itch.io get enough pressure on them from these outside sources that they were delisted.
Yeah.
And now we're seeing claims that Grand Theft Auto and Saints Row are now at risk of being delisted by these payment processors in the pressure they're putting on these platforms.
You want to know what's funny? If it's being caused by the collective shout over weird shit, this is how you know they aren't part of like the gaming community, because fucking GTA 5, there's a lot of e-girls that play that game because they want to take part in like the RP servers, but they'll be because they try to say, oh, it's like a game for dudes or some shit like that. Like they'll say some bullshit like that. And let's not forget the next GTA has a female protagonist also. Well, like there's multiple protagonists, but one of them's like a female one. But it also could just be the fucking payment processors hating GTA. Because let's be real, when GTA used to have like new games coming out a lot, there was always some random moron that would complain about those games. Like GTA 3, I remember seeing like there was a TV program about cops having a look at Grand Theft Auto 3 and trying to say, oh, it's bad to play this game because you commit crimes and it's controversial. It promotes violence against the police, which it never did. Like real life violence is like video game is not linked to like actual violence. It's already been scientifically proven false. Then there's the GTA San Andreas thing. Oh, you could bang chicks. It needs to be censored, even though, you know, the games of now are like way like Cyberpunk. You could bang Pan Am. And then like GTA 4. GTA 4, there was a controversy where Karens, a mothers association in America, tried to have GTA 4 pulled, or was it censored, because they said, oh, we don't want our kids playing this game where you could drive drunk, even though they said this game's not for kids. Why are you having your kids play that? And they just got mad about that response and kept trying to not accept it, but yeah, the game wasn't even for kids. And that's why now in GTA 4, Nico has a voice line saying he shouldn't drive drunk, but he could still drive drunk. At least last time I played GTA 4. But yeah, of course they're trying to censor fucking Grand Theft Auto. I don't even like Grand Theft Auto anymore. I'm going to be real with you. I don't give a fuck about Grand Theft Auto anymore. I don't like it, but I don't think it should be taken down.
This is a very interesting development from Zoom, which is a gaming storefront. They have come out and said they have been feeling the pressure from payment processors to censor a lot of their content, but they're saying no. They're not
good on
allowing this
them.
to happen.
Good
They're
on them.
Everything they can do to make sure the customer's not losing out on certain games because of the pressure of payment processors.
Oh, Duke Nukem. I like Duke Nukem.
Preserving and protecting artistic freedom. As you are likely aware, there have been a number of adult title delistings across the industry. One of our payment processors made us aware that a fellow member of the industry was concerned about our content. After we heard from the payment processor, we immediately engaged in lengthy discussions with both PayPal and Stripe. We worked with our contacts at the aforementioned payment processors to develop a tripartite, might be mispronouncing that, solution to ensure the right to free speech and freedom of expression, as well as protect the safety of our valued customers and partners. So they added an opt-in security option for two-factor authentication using time-based one-time passwords to safeguard consumer accounts. This feature is now in the account settings. Many of the customers have expressed difficulty in being able to make purchases with our current payment processors, and they're looking for alternative payment options as well. And then they also say the first of these upgrades is a wallet system for future purchases. This feature also allows users to add funds to their account and spend them on all of our products. And they conclude by saying, we have no plans to remove any titles and will do absolutely everything in our power to prevent such delistings. We are fervent supporters of artistic freedom and always will be.
Based?
Yeah, guys, the bar is low, okay? Companies like this that stand up for themselves and artistic freedom, they're going to get a big jolt of support.
Yeah.
And rightfully so. We see this happen all the time.
So Zoom, this is called? Like a video game platform or something? Huh, nice.
Where we see these companies acting like they have no choice. Well, a lot of times they have a hard choice. And this is a hard choice to fight back. But it's one that should be rewarded.
Yeah.
And I'm glad Zoom is doing that. Now, they also said in an email that on their team, they expect the delisting situation to expand further into their discussions of titles like Grand Theft Auto, Duke Nukem, and Saints Row.
Bro, I like Duke Nukem. I mean, the series is already dead. Why are you even going after that? I mean, let's be real, it won't stop us from finding a way to play Duke Nukem if we really want to play it, but... And then, again, GTA... How much you want to bet it's mostly just the credit card companies that in general hate Grand Theft Auto? Well, actually, again, I heard Collective Shout hates gamers and gaming. So they're like old shambling zombies trying to push their agenda, so yeah. And then Saints Row. Now, the only Saints Row game I think should be delisted is the reboot. Because no one wants to play that shit. But the good games before the last Saints Row game, which was the reboot, should stay. God, I have that shitty reboot.
That they're potentially at risk. Like I said, and like many people have been saying, it doesn't end with the ecchi 18-plus hentai games or the the really graphic sexual games.
They're already taking down some stuff.
Are claiming or causing women to be harmed in real life. No, it doesn't end with the Gooner Games, right? It goes to everything. It's gonna...
I swear to God, you leave Cyberpunk alone, you motherfuckers. And if they don't, yeah, well, I have a physical copy, bitch. I'll still play it. But yeah, I hate censorship. That's all I have to say.
Hit games like Grand Theft Auto, it's going to keep going further. We've already seen horror games getting hits.
Yeah, and that pisses me off.
Censorship, or acts of censorship, and it's going to keep going. And unfortunately, a lot of people had to wait until, not step 1, but like step 4 of censorship to actually start caring. And hopefully it's not too late. But continuing on, there's another little battle going on where you can see as battle between payment processors and storefronts continues, GOG is making adult games free to own. This was a 48-hour campaign that
3 days ago. If I knew this, I would have gone to the... Like, I heard about this after it already happened. I'm like, aww. I could have got some Gooner Games. But yeah.
Of support and use. In the first 24 hours, 1 million people took advantage of this free system that they call Freedom to Buy and purchased, or I should say, received for free these adult games that fell under this campaign. It shows there's a huge market for this, and I am, I guess, very happy to see GOG and other initiatives trying to counter this and show this is what gamers want. And as always, I say it every time, if you don't like these games, fine.
Yeah.
Don't play them. You're not going to stumble across 18 plus games.
Yeah. If you don't like them, fuck off. Like, they're obviously not for you. They're for the Gooners. Like, why do you care so much? Like, what? Do you feel like a baseball bat being shoved up your ass because a Gooner's gooning to a Gooner game? Like, do you feel the pain of a baseball bat up there or something? Every time a Gooner starts up a Gooner game? Is that why you're so against it? Like, bro, what the fuck?
By accident. If you don't want it, don't seek it out. Don't play it. Don't support it. But grown adults should be able to make their own decisions about the fictional content they're going to consume when it comes to video games. Okay? And all these groups like Collective Shout, they're very desperate to try to convince you that this stuff is so dangerous that it has to be banned. And for what reason? To, of course, protect the children, because apparently people can't parent their own kids and keep them away from stuff they should never have access to in the first place if they're actually being properly parented by their guardians. But anyway.
When it all comes down to this, it's because, well, one, that they're using that excuse also because parents don't know how to parent their fucking kids. They just toss them an iPad and not pay attention on what they're doing on there. Oh my god.
Anyways, here's an example of one of the...
Okay, there's that fucking Karen. Okay, yeah, so here's the Collective Shout person. Doesn't she look like an old shambling corpse? Like, she's gonna turn to dust any minute. She looks like what I imagine a fucking Karen looks like. Oh god, I just hate this person. Not even part of the, like, gaming community, yet she attacks it. And she hides... She just doesn't like video games, and she's, like, probably hiding behind, like, her feminism group, even though, you know, there's, like, millions of female gamers playing games. And some female gamers are into, like, big titty anime women. Again, I knew some, and that chick was based. But, yeah, like, what the fuck?
This is a person at Collective Shout, this Melinda Tankard-Reist person who is insufferable, to say the least.
She looks insufferable.
This clip recently came out where she's talking about her concerns about PayPal, for example, and making it very clear, they are just basically 90s soccer moms on steroids. They are the face of what a Karen is in the year 2025.
Oh my god, look at all these Karens. Okay, but yeah, I was gonna say, just go back to the retirement home and go rot away because no one likes you. Just rot away, please. Stop involving yourself with things you're not even part of.
And guess who processes the payments?
Oh my god, your voice sounds annoying.
PayPal. Why are you allowing and profiting from facilitating transactions for games that promote violence against women, children, infants? I'd really like to put...
How much you want to know she made all that up? Like, what the fuck, dude?
Put that question to PayPal today.
Absolutely.
Why are you allowing it?
PayPal.
$10 to play rape and incest simulation games, child abuse games. This is the first time you're hearing it here. We are going to go after
it's
PayPal
because you're making shit up.
For allowing transactions and profiting from the simulated rape and abuse of women and children.
Yeah. So why are you trying to take down fucking Saints Row and GTA? They've been around for years. Just saying. Also, you took down a horror game. It's a horror game. It's supposed to be fucked up and scary. What the fuck?
Well, we support you. What action can we uplift through our networks? Are you doing petition, a letter? What can we activate?
Literally, this is just being discussed as we speak.
Yeah, they got a lot of smoke for PayPal and how they're funding all of this harmful material. But of course, this is a member of Collective Shout.
Yeah.
And just like Collective Shout's main account, this person is a big support.
Oh God, she has a Facebook post. This is how you know they're a fucking shambling corpse. They use Facebook still.
Supporter of cuties. Wow, it's almost like every single person involved in this Collective Shout group supports cuties.
Yeah, they support cuties, and you should have their hard drives searched because they're fucking ugh.
But has it out for fictional content. Make it make sense.
Right?
This is so disgustingly hypocritical. This person wants to pretend like they care about the exploitation of women and girls, and they say these video games are contributing to those issues.
No.
But then they support something that openly and directly exploited hundreds of young girls. You can't make this stuff up. And also with this company, this Collective Shout group, they got nothing to say about OnlyFans, for example. They've been asked point blank.
Oh God.
Do something
OnlyFans has a lot of fucked up shit going on there.
about that platform. Now, it's not just because, that's a 18 plus platform, that means it's bad. No, people have an issue with OnlyFans because it has a very predatory message.
Yeah.
They basically made their buck for years and years, telling young girls, even underage girls, hey, look what happens when you hit 18 years old and you start selling your body. You're going to make a lot of money.
Jesus
Reality
Christ.
is only a very...
Yeah, like, there's like a lot of fucked up shit going on OnlyFans, and, instead of focusing on, like, video games, shouldn't you be attacking shit like that? Like, real-world issues? Like, actual issues with... But, they defend cuties. That Jared Fogel's favorite fucking movie.
Tiny fraction of people who use that platform make anything that even comes close to justifying putting yourself out there on the internet like that. But there's also a lot of very disturbing things when it comes to payment processors. The same ones that they're going after and trying to guilt trip for providing their services to Steam and Itch. There's allegations, we talked about this earlier this year, where Mastercard and VISA allegedly failed to stop payments on OnlyFans for actual abuse material. Real children being posted on this 18 plus site.
Yet they attack video games when there's a real world problems that, like just look at that. Mastercard, Visa failed to stop payments on OnlyFans for that. I'm not going to say that, but you could see it. You could see it. The article above me says whistleblower.
And they basically didn't care. That's what the allegation is. Where's Collective Shout?
Yeah, where are they?
The chud gamers, the bigoted gamers, the people who are...
They just hate gamers so much that they don't give a fuck about real problems like that with OnlyFans. They probably come up with an excuse, like they try to come up with excuses to defend the cuties. What the fuck?
Such awful people, according to Collective Shout. People like myself, we've been talking about this. Where are they?
Yeah.
Where's Collective Shout on this situation? They gladly work with these payment processors, these two directly mentioned ones, to try to get fictional content banned, but when it comes to a platform hosting a substantial amount of real abuse material, according to these allegations, they're dead silent. And here's a terrible example of everything. This is happening today. You might remember Lil Tay. I believe she was like on
I don't know
Dr.
who that
Phil
is.
and all this stuff. She was like that girl who's like flexing on people when she was like 9 years old.
What?
Like, she was trying to flex on them with how much money she had, and like her parents are very exploitative. It's like a whole mess. But she just turned 18.
Oh.
And the first thing she did, there was literal countdown timers to this. The first thing she did when she became a legal adult was to immediately sell her body on OnlyFans.
Okay, that's
This
just
is what we're talking about.
I kind of like threw up in my mouth a little bit. She has some like shitty ass parents if they approve of this. What is this world anymore?
When you say
what is
this
this
an
fucking world
exploitative
anymore?
platform, where the second someone hits 18, they're immediately engaging this stuff. That doesn't happen unless this idea was planted in their head when they were a kid. That's why OnlyFans is such a problem. And this is the most blatant and shameless example of it. And I'm not just going after, Lil Tay. The real problem here is the people supporting this, the people platforming this, the people paying for this. They are waiting for the second she became legal to...
That is actually horrifying. Like, this world is just fucked up. It's so fucked up. It's like, what the fuck is going... Y'all ever see that Futurama meme where the professor says, I don't want to live on this planet anymore? That's me. I don't want to live on this planet anymore.
Pay for this material. But again, Collective Shout, where are they? They're not here. And they're not talking about this stuff because they care more about fictional content. In fact, when I look at this Melinda person, I think it's very obvious. They just hate video games. At their core, they just don't like gamers.
Yeah.
And that's what's fueling all
of
this.
I heard about
look at
this.
This is a tweet from 2012. Video games emphasize sensory immediate worlds, not cognitive, thoughtful worlds. Lack of consequences. Is she just like calling out video games as something just inherently bad? Here's another one from 2012 as well. Children who love video games have brains like gamblers.
No.
Release chemical same as drug addiction. She's comparing gamers to gamblers. This is insane. This is crazy. But you know what? Maybe there's some hope after.
Like, if she hated video games so much, why is she involving herself in that? Just leave other people's hobbies alone, stay the fuck in your lane, and fuck off. Like, you don't like them, you don't have to pay attention to them. You don't have, this is definitely her having some weird ego control issue. I mean, they said she's insufferable. Like, she's probably one of those people with something mentally wrong with them that cannot be reasoned with, and instead of staying in her own lanes, keeping away from communities she doesn't like, she tries to insert herself in them so she could complain about them or something. Even though they weren't bothering anyone. Also, again, I noticed she's mostly attacking, like, Japanese shit. So, what, is she, like, a prejudice towards, like, anime? Like, Japanese and anime shit? I don't fucking know.
So, there's been a bill...
Because it's a lot of anime shit being attacked.
February, when it was first introduced, that is going to try to prevent credit card companies, these payment processors, from blocking adult games on Steam.
Yeah.
The crux of what's going on here is very simple. It's protecting against banks being able to say, hey, you can't purchase that lawful content because we don't want you to. We think there's something wrong with that lawful content. You're not allowed to have it. Anyone with a brain or like any self-respect looks at stuff like this and says, ain't no way I'm letting Visa and Mastercard tell me what I can purchase, especially, legal things. That's what we're talking about. Legally available things.
Yeah. They're legal stuff, like they're like, Steam does not provide anything illegal on their video game storefronts. So like, again, it's all legal. Like, you're allowed to play them, you're allowed to buy them. There's nothing wrong with it. But these credit card companies are being fucking weirdos, along with the stupid Karens from Australia, in trying to force themselves into a community they're not even part of. Again, the video gaming community. And they're just trying to take stuff down because they don't like them, but they're not illegal. The stuff they're having removed. Like, again, they're trying to remove Grand Theft Auto, Saints Row, Duke Nukem. Those games are not illegal. They're trying to just have them removed because they just don't like them. And it starts with like popular games like that, like it started with the Gooner Games, and now the stupid Mastercard and VISA are trying to take out popular games like Grand Theft Auto. Like, they already got like some horror games removed, which fucking sucks. And they got some anime games that aren't even an NSFW game. They're just regular games with anime art style. Probably not even like Japanese anime. Some of them are probably like indie games made by Americans that like anime. Like, what the fuck? I swear, we're gonna be in like a... Well, some people say we already are in a cyberpunk style dystopia, but you know, this is fucked.
Why do you, payment processor, get to tell me what to do?
Yeah.
Process my payments and shut up.
Yeah, that's how it should be.
Here, but there's so much going on. I mean, we're not even getting into the age verification stuff. That's becoming a mess.
That's
we have experts claiming
big thing
age
too.
Verification is going to be coming for everyone. And that's not too surprising. With everything going on in the UK and also now being introduced in the United States, there's a lot to be nervous about.
It's the fucking UK.
This stuff is speeding up so fast. If this all feels coordinated to you,
it is.
Because it is.
See?
There's no way this stuff wasn't coordinated in some way. It seems very intentional. And, you know, we think over the past couple of years we're making some sort of progress on freedom of speech,
yeah,
to wokeness and censorship. Never relax. Never take it easy. Because look how fast things have gone from the status quo to dystopian. This is a very grim scene. And we have to be on top of this. We have to talk about it. We have to spread the message about collective shout, about these bills, about the age verification nonsense. This is all about surveillance and controlling what you can and can't do as an adult trying to engage with legal content. But anyways, that's going to do for this video. As always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topics in the comment section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.
Yeah, this whole situation kind of blows. But hopefully that bill gets passed so the payment processors stop sticking their nose in what you're buying. Like, why do they care so much? Is that a Meat Canyon video? Prior software okay, yeah. It's not. Looks like Meat Canyon's art style though. But yeah, that's... You don't hate corpos enough. That's all I'll say. You don't hate corpos enough. And then, let alone the censorship bullshit that's came from the UK, all because they're like little pussies that got offended when their politicians got made fun of. Because their politicians suck ass. Anyway... If you enjoy this video, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all next time, okay? Y'all have a good one, and, peace. Peace. I'm probably gonna go play Blade Runner. Yeah, I have that game. Are we turning into Blade Runner? Oh, I thought I hit exit. All right, later.